Hi YouTube, it's Tracy from Queen of the Board, and today we're playing Cups of Discovery from Off the Page Games. This is based on a comic novel, I believe, called Manifest Destiny, and so a lot of the art is really great. It's a deduction game, cooperative, but of course solo today. And I'm playing the Flora challenge, which does come with the base game. That means we're up against a giant killer plant that's, in fact, it's infecting people. So we'll find these sort of florally infected creatures that we'll have to beat with fire. And then we're gonna have to defeat the giant plant to succeed. So come and join me. So our goal today is to find the giant plant. Here is our map board, and when I do, kill it with fire. You can see across the top, I've got this little guy here. As I find different types of locations, I'm going to be able to move him across, and hopefully by the time we get to the giant plant, I'll have everything I need to kill it. But we'll see. I've had mixed success with this game. I am more successful than with Robinson Crusoe, which I'm yet to win a single game of, however, just to give you a clue at my abilities here. So we are playing as Lewis, who is of course a researcher, and I have these different pieces of equipment to help me along the way. The medicine is actually special for solo players or if you're training. It's a wonderful player game. This means that I get to refresh one character or gear. So I'm choosing to play with it, but of course you can choose not to use it if you don't have to. We'll see. I have a mortar and pestle, which allows me to discard any two resources or water and gain a different resource or water. Tracking guide, which means that I can sort of change my mind. I won't gain the resource, but I can discard the path token and then explore again. So it's kind of a, oops, I changed my mind, let's backtrack. And flint, which if I want to build a fire, I can do it with just one stone or one wood. Ordinarily, it would take actually 2 wood or 2 stone to build a fire. And I need those fires to get past this sort of plant, people, monster, nasty things. This game also has something a little bit different because we have flint as a resource that also can be mixed in to make fire. Up here we have the Flora chapter card. So here we have the goal to defeat with Greek fire the giant Flora, and we'll see where that is in a moment. Everything else is working as normal, and on the card it's showing me the logic, and that logic helps me deduce on the map what I'm about to find. Just a reminder, this is not a learn to play video. I'm going to make mistakes, so I invite you to turn on the Klingon captions and let me know in the comments when I do miss something. Next, let's take a look at our map board. This is the Kickstarter edition, so beautiful components, and I do recommend if you have the funds. I think this is one of the most beautiful games that I have in my collection, actually. The maps are removable and you sort of slide them in, so I don't know what's underneath these tokens until I choose to explore, and when I do, I have to deal with what's there and gain the resource. Over here, it's giving you a bit of direction, so I get to start the game with one fire. This is the peak, so we know that it will be stone. And over here, I've got the Greek fire, and I definitely need to grab hold of that before I get to this giant plant, and that's how I'm gonna win the game. Now, special to this chapter, we have these Flora terrains, one for each different resource type. When I come across them, I need to defeat them with fire. And if I don't, I'm gonna lose one of my gang in my expedition. I've only got 4 here, plus this guy that's gonna be my lead adventurer going across. Now they're gonna help me out, and you'll see how that works later, but I really don't want to lose any of them if it's possible. Finally, this is my supply board, which also has the challenges across the top. We're gonna be starting, as always with this game, with Approach the Arch. So I'm gonna have 5 days, that means 5 explores, And if I can have a wood resource and pay that cost, I'll gain a food. But if I don't, I still get some food, but I lose a water. And water is a really important resource in the game. I start with 8. I will lose the game if I need to pay the cost of a water. I'll die from dehydration, so we definitely need to keep an eye on that. And I think that's enough. Let's get started. So I start over here, G1, and you can see this is actually telling me that there are 2 of these nasty flora terrains in both the vertical and horizontal directions, and that's actually explained over here. But I also get another turn when I find these hills. So I'd also like to do a full row because that will help me move across on this search. So let's just go straight across. So you can see I find a sun token, which is 1 day. I'm gonna pop it on my arch. And I find a water. So we grab the water resource and I get to add it to my supply. So far, so good. I would like to find some wood. So if we check, there's always a horizontal or vertical wood to water relationship, which means there must be wood in one of these 2. And a little more than that, in fact, I'm going to exhaust my researcher, Lewis, which means whatever I find next, I'll gain 2 of. So I think I'll go for 3G. We find wood, but in fact, it is a flora terrain for wood. Luckily, I start the game with 1 fire. I am going to spend it to defeat this flora terrain. So I'm going to find it on here, defeat this guy. We take it off. Otherwise, this would go onto the path and block my progress until I can defeat it. But more than that, I would have lost my crew. So I'm glad he is out and I still get to collect that wood resource. And 2, because we use Lewis's special power. So these go into my backpack. And now immediately I'm going to use my flint to build another fire. Spending 1 wood. Let's keep going. I think we'll go here and I find another water. It's day 3. Actually full on water right now. Next, I think I'm going to head north. We find another wood. That is my 4th day. So I now have 2 wood. I'm looking for a stone to progress here. So for my final day, I'm going to go up towards the mountains. As you can see with mountains, they're all connected and they're not on the edge. They're not passable, but let's see if this could be. And it is. So we find a stone that goes into my backpack and now we get to move across 1. Next, I'm looking for a wood. But we have completed, we've got 5 days and the arch is 5. So let's see if I'm going to pay a wood to gain a food. And I do need food at the end of the day after getting through these challenges to feed my troops. So I think I will pay that wood to gain the food. I'm losing a water, but we're doing okay for water right now. So put the food into my backpack. So next we remove this challenge card. And when revealed, lose water if fatigued. And I'm fatigued if I have too much, I'm carrying too much in my backpack. So you can see I'm not, so we're okay. And we don't have any monsters out either. So we're gonna keep going. There's only 2 days for this one. I need to spend a wood, a stone, and a water, or else I'm gonna lose a whole bunch of water and we don't want that. I think we should keep going, but I'm actually going to exhaust my medicine to refresh Lewis, and I think we'll exhaust him again and then reveal, oh, so I found another hill. Now this actually, I don't get a resource, which is disappointing, but I don't need to place, it's not the end of a day. It is telling me I have 2 of these floral things in the vertical and horizontal, so I have 1 more to find. So we'll go again. It's another hill. Also, again, not spending a day. And 1 more, we find some food. As I've completed a row, I'm now going to be able to move one across to the right. And next I'm looking for any one of these floral creatures. Food is always diagonal to one of these teepees, which would let us trade. So I think this has to be a teepee. I'm gonna go ahead and explore. And it is, I was correct. Fantastic. This goes on here. Now, do I want to trade for something? Yes, I'm gonna trade a food for another wood. One more day to go, and I think we'll have a little look over here. I'm wondering if there's any clues. I'm hoping there might be some wood next to it. Oh, so this is actually a location where we could place a shelter, and I would have to spend 2 of either wood, mud, or the skulls. I don't like the skulls because that means the monsters are coming out. That means though, when I get a hut out, I wouldn't have the fatigue penalty and I could carry a little more. Now again, we've reached the end of the challenge. That was day 2. So I will spend the wood, the stone, and the water. That completes the challenge. I don't get a reward, but at least no penalty. And again, checking I'm not fatigued. We can move these 2 over. One more challenge to go. So we have 3 days. I need food, mud, and water, or I'm gonna lose one of my people and lose 2 water. Oh, I really don't like that, but I'm not sure where the mud is. Mud is always next to water and stone though, and we've got some stone up here. If you recall, I can't pass through stone, so maybe we should go over this way. I'm gonna try this one. And I find flint. Pop that one here. And I think I will immediately spend the flint and the wood, grabbing myself a second fire. Next, let's go north. Oh, we find this time it's the stone floral monster. Ugh. But I do have fire to deal with him, thank goodness. So we're gonna spend that, and I get to take this one off the board. And we did find one, so I get to move across. We're looking for water next. I get to take the stone. And again, unfortunately, I can't go this way, so I think we keep going. And we find some mud, so that's actually really, really good. So that's my 3rd day. I get the mud. And now I do have mud, food, and water. I think what I'm gonna do is use my mortar and pestle. And I can discard any 2 for something else. So I'm going to get rid of a stone and a water. Grabbing some extra food, because now is the end of the day. I need to spend 1 food, 1 mud, and 1 water. Again, completing that challenge. So we get to take this away, checking for consequence, we're okay, but it is the end of our 1st day. So I need to feed the troops. I do have the food required. So yay, we passed, we survived, so we move to the night. There are no monsters in play, so reveal a new threat card. Uh-oh. So I have just 3 threat cards here. I hope I figured that out right. There are some base threats in the game, but I also have one, I think, from this particular chapter. So let's take it our first threat and get to have a close look over here. We find ghostly whispers. The next 3 paths explored must be adjacent and in a straight line. So I'm going to pop this down here. That's not too bad, actually. It's a misfortune. Next, I get to refresh all of my characters in gear. Fantastic. I don't have anything in my backpack though, so that's a bit worrying. And I get 3 new challenge cards. We find Keep Food Cool, Plantus of Vida, what beautiful art, and Bug Infestation. So for the first challenge, I'm looking for wood, water, and either stone or a skull. And I've only got 2 days to find it, so that's really tricky. Let's take a look over here. Mud is across, or horizontal or vertical, from water and stone. And I have mud. I'm guessing this is going to be stone, so I think this means this would be water. So I'm going to exhaust, Lewis and hope that this is stone. Oh, I need to reset my days, by the way. We're hoping for stone. We get stone, fantastic. So I get 2 stone. Now remembering there is only 1 wood in vertical and horizontal. So I have 1 here and across here. So there's no more here. So there must be 1 on this row. And I know that I need to go north to pick up this Greek fire. So maybe we go north. It's wood. Okay, I feel like I'm having a very lucky game right now. So we're gonna grab the wood. And that is the 2nd day. So I need to spend wood, stone, and water. Wood, stone, and water. And because I do have fire, I'm gonna gain some food. So we were able to keep the food cool. And I guess we dug a fire pit with the fire and made some dinner. I get to clear this one out. Next, again, we're gonna find some kind of planta savida. So I have to make a spear to defeat it. I'm gonna need wood and either stone or a skull and some water again. So this is getting tricky. I've already got the stone. I need more wood. It's not gonna be here. I'm gonna try this row. There's only 1 in this direction. So maybe this one. Let's try that. Oh, so we found another monster instead with a skull. I still have 1 fire left to defeat it. So I take this one out, grabbing a skull, but that does mean we found a monster's lair. I'm gonna have to deal with another threat card. It's not good. Oh, and I completely forgot about Ghostly Whispers. It says completely above or discard 1 gear, so I'm just gonna take the penalty and I'm gonna get rid of my tracking guide. Whoops, so that one is gone, but we find a new threat thanks to that monster lair and another misfortune. We're being chased. It says place this card over any gained destiny cards. I get destiny cards if I complete a horizontal, and lucky for me I don't have any, so I actually don't think I have to worry about that. I'm a little nervous because I don't have any fire, so I think we're gonna spend our flint and 1 stone to gain a fire, just in case I come across something. And I'm looking for more wood, so it could be here maybe. Try that. Oh, something specific. Oh, it's not wood. It's not what I wanted. Now, the good news is that she kills all minotaurs. Her name is Sakagawa. She kills all miniatures, and we can see that there's 3 wood around her. So there's a lot of wood here. Unfortunately, I don't get a resource. So I didn't get the wood that I needed, but we know that we must be close to a lot of wood. It can't be here. I think I'm gonna have to try, it's either gonna be 1, 2, 3, I think. Let's try this one. And we get the wood. So that is the 3rd day, picking up the wood I needed. We're gonna spend 1 wood, 1 skull, and 1 water. Again, I'm not getting a reward for these challenges. This is tough. So I need to keep going down here. I really need to find another water. And I think because of the mud, we decided there must be some water over here. So we tried that one. And I find another hill, so at least it doesn't go on top. Of course, there was water here, so I made a little mistake, but that doesn't count towards my day. Maybe I keep going north. Let's try this one. Another hill, so there's actually 3. Got 1 here. 2, there must be a couple of these floral monsters up here for sure. At least 2, so, well, no, it must be 1 because 2 this way. Need some water. Where is the water? Water's always next to wood. There's lots of wood here. There's got to be some around here. I think I'm going to try this one. Oh, well, we found some food. Got 2 food now. Only 2 days to go with the mud. I think we're gonna fail this one. Try here for water. Found some water. It's my 2nd day though. Getting a little low on water. And now I do get to move one across. We've still got our entire team, which is pretty good. I think I'm going to use my medicine to refresh Lewis and then exhaust him again. Wood is always next to water, and there's no water next to this wood, so this has to be water. It's water. Okay, that's my third day, but I get 2 water because I used Lewis. Now, checking the challenge, I absolutely failed. I do not have the mud, so I'm going to lose 2 water that I just gained. And now we're going to actually lock a spot in the backpack. Now, if I want to, I can discard a resource or water to clear that. They call it a sample token. I'm carrying something else with me, but I'm a little shy on resources right now, and I'm not full, so I think we'll be okay. We do clear this. And I've reached the end. So first of all, checking consequences, I'm fine. I'm gonna feed my troops. It's 1 food, and then it's the night time. So we don't have any monsters in play. I've just got a misfortune, so I am gonna have to reveal another threat card. It's my last one. Let's take a look. It's another misfortune. I am soaked. So I'm gonna have to discard an extra wood, stone, or fossil flint to build a fire, and to remove it, discard a destiny card. So that, especially because fire is so important in this game, is a problem. Next though, I do get to refresh all my characters in gear. Yay. 3 new challenge cards. We find a homosporian. Here's a homosporian. It's gonna have to be killed with fire. A flood and a vegetableless Ursi. And I think I'm actually going to pause the game there because I've given you enough of a taste of the game, I'm hoping. If you would like to see more, please let me know in the comments and I'll post the rest of the video. But I'm going to stop and just talk about the game. I think this is so fun as a solo. The logic is pretty helpful. It doesn't always help, but you can sort of dive in there and just deal with what's coming. The challenges have been pretty tough and I'm struggling to get the resources, but there's some interesting choices to be made. I'm really excited to play the other chapters because I did get all the extras. So you get flora and fauna in the base game, I believe. But there's a whole bunch of other ones. There's an insecta one, and there's a where you're kind of, I think, trying to just, well, there's a lot. So it's beautifully done. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to support the channel. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Bye.